and I had him hanging out the window when I came to.
Wow. What's up, Metalheads? Dave Walker here with Veteran Metals. I'm in San Antonio, Texas at C Stamps and Coins, and I'm doing a little vintage shopping, so let's see what we can find. How's it going, sir? My name's John.
Virgil, glad to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir. Well, I'm just passing through town today, and I'm kind of looking for some vintage silver, but I'm also curious just to learn about your shop and see what you guys have going on down here.
Well, one thing is we are the oldest dealership in San Antonio. We've been here since 1969.
Wow, that's very cool. Well, I'm very happy I stopped here then. This is a little piece of history in here.
Oh, yeah.
I love the shop, too. You got everything is full to the brim in here.
Well, we're good organizers with the space, you know. We used to have a much larger space, but back then we were doing comic books and sports cards and things like that. When the market started going sour, we sold out and just went with the core, our stamps and our coins.
Very cool.
But we do buy scrap jewelry, you know, silver and gold jewelry.
What would you say is your biggest business here? Silver, gold, or?
It's kind of really a balance between the coins and the stamps. We have some stamps that are extremely rare and valuable.
Okay. Would you mind showing me some of those? Some of your better stamps? That'll be something new for the audience.
Yeah. Let's see. Where's it? Oh, there you are.
Yep.
I was going to say, some of the hardest stamps to get in really good condition are what they call the Zeppelins. And let's see, let me find there we go. There's a set of the Zeppelin stamps.
Very cool.
And they're never hinged. And this set is at $1,450. Wow. This set is much better. The centering is almost perfect on them. Because of that, they're $2,400 for that set.
Wow. And what does hinged mean?
Okay, hinged means they make these little glassine hinges that are folded, and you damp one side, you stick it to the back of the stamp, and then on the other side, you dampen it and you stick it in your coin book.
Okay, very cool.
Stamp book, I mean, not coin book.
And that would take something from the
value?
value?
That would leave a mark on the gum.
Okay.
All right, if there's no mark on the gum, the stamp is worth a lot more. Because traditionally, everybody was using stamp hinges from way back in the 1800s to date. But some people were smart enough to save their stamps without hinges on them. This is a copy. This is the first postage stamp ever made. Was a Great Britain penny black.
Wow.
That stamp right there is not as valuable as you might think. $350, $400. If you get a number 2, it shoots up over $1,000. We have those over here.
It does sound like a pretty good deal for the first stamp ever made.
Yeah. Okay. This is the 2-penny blue.
2-penny blue. Let me get got the glare working against me. Okay, I see it.
Okay. This stamp is worth more than double what the other stamp was. It's the second stamp made.
Is that because of the mintage number or
the mintage number? The fact that it was a 2 cent instead of a 1 cent stamp. They didn't make as many because all postage was 1 cent. But if you had something heavy, you needed to have that one.
Yeah, 2 cents was a lot of money back in the day.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
This is really cool. I was not expecting to get into the stamps, but I'm so glad we did.
Check this. Back in the 1800s, some little girl on a farm by oil lamp after she did all of her chores during the day, handmade this and hand painted it.
Wow.
And it probably took her almost a year to make it. And it's $300.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. It's worth it.
Yeah. Some little girl made every piece on that for her beau on Valentine's Day.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for showing me that.
So things like that are very, very hard to find.
So what year was this made again?
18. Wait a minute.
Oh,
1840.
1840. Okay.
May 6th, 1840.
So are these copies or are these actual?
No, that's the actual stamp. This is a copy.
Okay.
This copy is a copy of the oldest known one on paper. This was the very first one used for postage that we know of.
That is so cool.
So because it's so rare, the company that made this little folder put that in there just for, visual effect.
Very cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. This is the first U.S. stamp ever made.
Nice. Is that Franklin on there?
Yes, Ben Franklin, 5 cent.
Very cool. And that's more expensive than the very first one.
Yeah, because there are a lot of things that make a stamp valuable. Some of them are how many are made. Another thing is the condition. Another thing is the popularity. And U.S. stamps are very popular. So they're in higher demand. See, these are all early 1850s, 1840s.
Wow.
This one here is a color variation. Because the color is different, it's worth more.
Now, how are stamps graded, like, as compared to silver and gold?
First of all, condition, all right? Sometimes people will take and tear one of those stamp hinges off the back of the stamp, and what will happen is it'll take part of the paper with it. When you hold it up to the light, you can see through it. That ruins the stamp. Another thing is centering, how well centered it is on the paper. Another thing is how wide the margins are around the paper. And that's why those dirigible stamps that the U.S. costs more, airmail stamps, the Zeppelins, because they were better centered. That's why the value went up on them. Both sets have perfect gum, no hinge, nothing. But because of the centering of that set, the price shoots up.
Okay. So what's more valuable? Like, what's the most expensive stamp in the world? Is it a perfect condition stamp or is it a misprint?
It's a one of a kind.
Okay.
And it's probably worth about $4 million right now.
Wow.
Maybe more.
Was it made as one of a kind or is that just the only one that survived?
Yeah, the only one that survived.
Very cool.
At one time, there were 2 of them, but the guy who owned the first one bought the second one and burned it, so there would be one. I know that sounds stupid, but he was the guy that ran Dow Chemical. And
Interesting.
He bought the second one and then burned it because he only wanted there to be one.
Wow.
I thought he was crazy. He could have sold it and got a lot of money for it.
Yeah.
He didn't want 2 of them out there.
That's crazy.
There's also a U.S. stamp with a Z grill that's worth a lot of money. Everybody who finds a Ben Franklin green stamp brings it in here knowing they got that one, but they don't. It doesn't have the Z grill on it.
Okay. Do you have a Z grill to show us so we could?
Well, it's so tiny.
Okay.
What it is, you know what a meat cleaving hammer looks like with all the bumps on it?
Yeah.
We'll make that into needle pins and shrink it down to the size of a postage stamp. Well, when they run those postage stamps through, it'll punch holes in the paper.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
So when they cancel it, the black ink will go down inside the paper. That's to stop people from reusing stamps back in the 1800s.
Very cool.
They would take and bleach out the cancel and put it on an envelope and mail it again. So the government did that so they stopped counterfeiting.
Very cool. All right.
But coins have their history too. There's all kinds of different things about coins that are the same. They're part of history.
Yeah. That's my biggest draw to them is every time I get one in my hand, I just imagine, let my imagination run wild of where it was. And
I love it. I love it.
So what's your favorite coin? What's your favorite metal to collect?
Gosh, I think Saint-Gaudens, gold, $50, $20, $50 gold pieces.
Very cool.
Yeah. I love them.
What about your favorite silver piece?
Gosh, that's so hard. I guess it would be the U.S. Silver Eagle. I love it. It's a beautiful coin. I was glad they finally made a coin that was that attractive. Other than that, I like the old bust coins, the half dimes,
Yeah.
things like that that are hard to find. 3-cent silver, 3-cent pieces. Coins like that fascinate me. But of all, I just realized my real favorite are $3 gold pieces. Yeah, I paid for my grandson's college tuition with a $3 gold piece.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Do you have one in here?
No, I keep that in the safe.
Yeah. I don't blame you.
Yeah, the one for my granddaughter right now is sitting at $27,000.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're extremely valuable and hard to get, real hard.
Okay.
And it depends on the condition, just like everything else. But what's good about those coins is that they were certified and put in their plastic container back in the late 60s, early 70s, when PCGS was the only grading system in the country. And those old cases, if you got a coin in one of the old cases, they sell for more. It's got the original case in it.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, it's time for me to look for something to buy here.
Well,
I'm looking for old. I want something old and with a little character on it.
All right. Here's a couple of bust half dollars. I've also got a real nice Seated Liberty 1861 old there.
Are these 90% or what are the?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to look it up. There was some kind of mixture there. These are all half dimes, which again are one of my favorites. There's some bust half dimes there, which 1830, 1831, 1832.
Yeah, that's history.
And then if you want to go to modern coins, take a look at that half dollar.
Wow. That looks great.
Mm-hmm. And some of the other modern coins, for example, it's hard to find a coin that's been toned. But if you look at that one's going to have some beautiful color on it when the toning starts. I mean, it just began. It's gonna continue to change. So those are always interesting when they get those colors and stuff on them.
Yeah, I love the tone. I love the rainbow tone too when they get that far.
Oh yeah. This one is really nice, even though it's a modern coin. Take a look at the colors on this one.
Oh wow! I can't believe that happened so quick too. Yeah.
Cool. I did have a friend who figured out that sunlight helps speed up the process of the toning. So he put some silver eagles in his windowsill. Later on, when he went back to check, he forgot to open his blinds. All of the toning was in stripes.
That's crazy. I always thought it was the opposite. I always thought you had to put it somewhere dark and wet.
Actually, it sped it up. I mean, he got the striped coins. He showed me.
I'm gonna go home and lay all my coins out in the backyard.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But you don't want a minor bird or a crow to come by and take them all from you.
Yeah.
Put them in his nest.
Do you happen to have any vintage silver rounds or bars?
Not vintage, because those don't last very long.
Yeah, those go quick.
I've got collectors that come in here almost every day and looking for stuff like that. I remember one time I sold a 1 ounce bar that was only about that long and about that high, and it turned out to be rare. I sold it to a fellow for like the price of the silver, and later on, after he looked it up, he found out it was worth over $80 because it was such a rare one.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're in it.
I love it.
All right, what can you tell me about this Olympic medal down here? This thing caught my eye.
Well, most of the commemorative ones are about $35 each.
That ain't bad.
But you can have it for $30.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Vets taking care of vets.
Oh, yeah. Yep, 82nd and 101, man. You know, I went to the NCO Academy with a guy from the 82nd. We were roommates until I had him hanging out the window, 7th floor up. He threw water on me while I was sleeping because I snore.
Mm.
And I reacted like I was in Vietnam and I was being attacked. And I had him hanging out the window when I came to.
Wow. I bet he didn't throw water on you anymore.
No, he never did. Yeah. The guy was an idiot.
I did that when I was in the Army. There was a guy sleeping with his mouth open.
Yeah.
I took a bottle of water and just dumped it right down his throat.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't think it through because he was about 2.5 times my size. He started chasing me through the field. I was running for my life.
And you know, the funny thing about it is I don't know how I had him out the window. I didn't realize what was going on until I was holding on to him and he was hanging out the window.
Good thing you didn't drop him.
Yeah. I don't know. I maybe I would have, but 7 floors up, that would have been kind of hard on him when he landed.
Yeah. If he didn't die, he would have wished he died.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time.
My
we'll
pleasure.
go ahead and check out and
All right.
hit the road.